What would happen if the UK general election was today? Well, I think it might look something like this.
I am standing here now asking for your vote. The future of the country in your hands.
A piece of political history, the likes of which has never been seen before. I believe we can do this. Do you believe we can do this?
A clear plan to change this country by changing the way that government works.
Let's get on with tonight's debate. Keir Starmer, your opening statement, please.
This election is about who our country works for.
I think this has been one of the worst general election campaigns so far between the two main parties I've ever seen in my lifetime.
I'm doing this not for myself, but for the future.
We're seconds away from 10 o'clock and the exit poll, a first indication of how the night might unfold.
Well, I'm bitterly disappointed in the results, and I take full responsibility.
We have a big job to do to rebuild trust with the public. That's the job that the Conservative Party has given me, and I'm going to make sure that we get ourselves back to the place where we are seen as the credible alternative to Labour.
The result last night clearly spells the end of two-party politics as we've known it for all of our life.
So what happens next? Well, with a hung parliament, naturally comes discussions about potential coalition governments. Here's what the possible partners have to say about that.
I'm not going into any coalition with Nigel Farage.
I would only do a deal with people who I could trust. I don't trust them.
Of course, when push comes to shove, parties want power and will do anything it takes to get it. But I think the most notable part of these results is an even further collapse of the Conservative Party despite not losing a huge amount of vote share. They've clearly been almost completely cannibalized by the Reform Party, and I guess a potential coalition would require them having to accept that. With them being possibly the oldest and most successful political party in history, I have my doubts. So let's say Reform UK forms a minority government with Nigel Farage as Prime Minister. Yes, as crazy as that sounds, this is the most likely outcome according to polling data. Ignoring the possibility of a Conservative Reform coalition or merger, Nigel Farage's party would likely find it very difficult to pass the significant reforms they campaigned on. Could this mean a snap election to consolidate power, or would they come around to an aforementioned agreement with the Conservatives? Of course, this is all speculation with a side of speculation, but however you spin it, the next parliament will almost certainly be a radically different place to how we know it today. Leaders will inevitably resign and will likely have a new Prime Minister. But I guess we'll just have to wait to find out who it is. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and let me know what your way too early prediction is in the comments. Thanks for watching, see you next time.